Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Amber, and in this video I want to talk about how I got my hairline back. Okay, because yeah, that's what I mean. It was bad. I lost a lot of my hair and a lot of my edges during my postpartum phase. I'm honestly gonna say I'm still in the postpartum phase because I'm still seeing body changes and all that kind of stuff, because I have an 11-month-old baby girl. Her name is Amari and she is my world. So she'll turn 1 year in like 3 weeks or something like that. And oh my gosh, if I reflect back on 2020, the year I gave birth, because I gave birth in February 2020, it was a lot. It was a lot. One of the challenges that I faced was losing my hair, and today I am going to talk about it. So a quick backstory, okay, before I go into the details on how I restored my hairline. I gave birth on the 19th of February in 2020. Right before the national lockdown, okay? A little bit later, like a week later or something like that, we went into a huge lockdown because COVID cases were going up tremendously. People were dying every day. So much people were getting sick. So I gave birth right before lockdown, but it was still not easy because I actually had an emergency C-section at 30 weeks pregnant, okay? So I gave birth about 2.5 months too early, because I was diagnosed with preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome, and that is a very, very serious sickness that pregnant women can develop during the final stages of their pregnancy. So yeah, that was my birth story, my traumatic birth story in a nutshell, okay? But if you want to see like the whole, like all the details, definitely click the link here on the screen somewhere, because I made a video around that time, you know, how I felt, how I was doing, what happened, all that kind of stuff, all the details, and some footage of my birth and my baby in NICU, okay? Because my baby stayed in NICU for 2 whole months during the pandemic. And it was, let me say, the most difficult time of my life. And I had to see my baby in an incubator for 2 months. And I saw her every time hooked on wires and alarms, and all the alarms were going off and the doctors were going in all the time. Like, imagine how I felt during the pandemic, alone, isolated, and my baby in the hospital, a newborn in the hospital. It was the worst. So I suffered from a lot of sadness during that time. I cried pretty much every day because it was just so difficult for me to handle and process all of that. I'm low-key still processing it because it's just a trauma that like never goes away. So I don't want to say that I suffered from postpartum depression. Really, I did have like the baby blues, but most of the sadness that I had during that time was because I saw my baby in a hospital environment the first 2 months of her life only, and that was a very hard challenge that I had to go through. But I made it, sis. My baby made it. She's completely fine, happy and healthy right now, so thank God. Okay, yo, seriously, I'm so happy that everything was okay at the end of the day. So yeah, I was coping with a lot of stress and sadness and unhappiness and negativity during that time. And on top of that, my hairline started to recede back. I was losing a lot of hair. I suffered from postpartum shedding. Girl, when I say I suffered, I suffered. And you know, during the time when I was making a lot of videos during the postpartum phase, I actually made a few hair detangling videos, and you know, I was losing tons and tons of hair. And some people were mentioning in the comment section that I'm only losing that much hair because I was not detangling my hair often. And I don't know, sis, because you know, okay, I went without detangling my hair for 2 weeks or 1 month, which is a lot for me. Okay, normally I detangle my hair every week, but even if I waited for a week or 10 days to detangle my hair, I still lost a ton of hair. That's when I knew that I was suffering from postpartum shedding. But to be honest, the postpartum shedding was actually the last thing that I was worrying about during that time of my life, because I didn't care on how I looked at that time because I was dealing with so much more serious stuff. But then on the other hand, I have a lot of hair, so that's why I was not really worrying that much. But some people maybe have thinner hair than mine or less hair than mine, and it's more visible on their head than on my head. So that's why I also want to make this video, okay? It's not that I have like a magic formula that you can do. I actually just simply asked you guys on my Instagram some tips to deal with postpartum shedding, and I got tons and tons of good information, and some people really swore by rice water. And actually, I never tried rice water, so I was like, maybe I should do it. But then your girl was lazy. I was too lazy to prepare the mixture, so I am here to tell you that it's not rice water that saved my hairline. So girl, put down the rice, okay? We're not gonna do anything of that. So I actually have two things that helped me tremendously. Like, I did those two things, and I think I got rid of most of my postpartum shedding with doing those two things. The first thing that was highly recommended to me was actually to start taking my prenatals again. Okay, so the prenatal vitamins is a crucial vitamin that you have to take during your pregnancy to make sure your baby gets all the vitamins in the womb. But after you give birth, you can also get postnatal vitamins. Okay, those are vitamins that you can take if you are breastfeeding, if you are nursing your baby. Okay, so your baby gets vitamins and nutrients all through your milk because of your postnatal vitamin. So a lot of people recommended me to still take that, and that's actually what I did. I stopped taking my postnatal vitamins. I did nurse my baby, but I just took vitamin D. Vitamin D was the only vitamin I took at that time. So what I did was go to my doctor again and ask her about postnatal vitamins that I can use, and she prescribed me with some postnatal vitamins that I can get in my local pharmacy. It's actually a pronatal that you can get without a prescription, but it was my first time, so I needed that advice and help. So yeah, I just went to my pharmacy and I bought it, and I took it every day. And I would say after like a month, I started to see my hairline was just randomly growing back. Okay, the audacity that my hairline had to just come back like nothing happens. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, that was the most important thing, the biggest change that I did. Just take my postnatal vitamins. And I'm not gonna share the brand that I use because I think it doesn't matter. I think if you just discuss with your pharmacist in your local pharmacy which postnatal vitamin is the best for you, then you'll get the same results. Okay, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not gonna recommend you brands of medication, all that kind of stuff, because I don't want to do that. Just discuss this with your doctor or your pharmacist, and it will be all right. You will get the right medicines. So the next thing that I did was actually something that I had been doing for like a long time, and that is drink a ton of water. I was like, drinking water, but I think not enough. I was drinking maximum 1.5 liters a day, but I started to drink 3 liters a day, sis. I was not playing. Also because I was breastfeeding, and I suddenly saw like a small drop in my milk production. So if you want to have a lot of milk, you have to drink a lot of water, and you have to eat good. So I was drinking a ton of water because I wanted to make sure that I had enough milk to feed my baby and to pump. So yeah, that was also a change that I made during the time when I switched my postnatal vitamin, is drinking at least 3 waters a day. Okay, no, not at least. I was drinking maximum 3 liters a day. So 2 big bottles of water. And I don't know, that was also something that was highly recommended to me. So yeah, when I started to have more water intake, my hairline came back. And to be honest, that were the only things that I did. And okay, now something that I also did was take care of my hair more often. So I was doing like my weekly detangling sessions again and my weekly wash days again, because that was a mess. After I gave birth, I didn't care about my hair at all. So my hair was a mess all the time. But then I was just like, let me put a little bit more effort into taking care of myself and my hair. I don't know, it made me feel a little bit better. But those were the things that I did differently during that time. And when I did those things, my hairline came back, my edges started to grow back, and now like my hair is back like it never left. But still, like my edges are still a little short. Like I have baby hairs all of a sudden. I still have like short pieces of hair in the front of my head, but it's growing, it's getting healthy, so I'm not complaining. So yeah, girl, I didn't use any rice water or aloe vera or special cream or oil or anything this time. I just took my postnatal vitamins, drank a lot of water, took care of my hair, that's it. And I really hope that this video was a little bit helpful to someone. I don't know if it is, I don't know if this is new information or not, but this is just how I did it. And many people asked me to share what I did that helped me. So yeah, this is it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching this. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and I'd love to answer them as soon as possible when I see them. So yeah, let me know down below. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.